School was back today, but classrooms were largely empty, with less than 8,000 preschoolers turning up to early childhood centres and less than 12,000, that's 1% of school children, turning up to classrooms. At Papatoetoe High School in South Auckland, fewer than 30 students turned up for school today. Those who did come back say it's a weird feeling, but it was nice to see their friends and teachers again. Our reporter Katie Doyle and camera operator Simon Rogers visited the school and filed this report.
It's 9 o'clock in the morning, a time when about 1,400 students would normally be streaming through the gates of Papatoetoe High School. But of course, it isn't a normal day. Only 26 students have turned up for lessons, the rest opting to learn from home. The principal, Vaughan Koyo, says it's business as usual, sort of.
So we're chunking the day into 3 chunks, obviously before morning tea, between morning tea and lunchtime, and after lunchtime like you normally would in school. They're pretty much working on their distance learning program that they've set up with their normal classroom teachers, just being supervised by the staff that are on site here today.
Students coming back to school are expected to maintain social distancing at all times, even during morning tea and lunch. Mr. Koyo says they're also being asked to sanitise and wash their hands wherever possible. It's a big ask for a group of Year 9 and 10s, but they're rising to the challenge.
From what I can gather this morning, they've responded fairly well. It feels like they've been well trained during lockdown, during level 4 anyway, so there was no resistance. Some students are wearing masks, some are wearing gloves. They're naturally using the hand sanitizer as they enter buildings, so they seem to have some muscle memory, and they're applying their prior learning to the building here.
Data from 10:30am this morning shows that 7,713 children attending an early learning service and 11,846 attending a school. This represents 4% attendance at ECE and 1% attendance in schools.
One of those returning students is Salota, who isn't sure how much she is enjoying being back in the classroom.
It feels weird because the school's usually full, but there's like less people now. I miss my homies, but it is what it is.
Someone a little more excited to be back is English teacher and Dean Loretta Valskett. She's missed having the students around at school and says she was elated to be heading into work today.
I mean, we've all been in lockdown for all this time, and I actually miss the school community, the energy of teachers, the kids, and because it's a new way of doing things, and seeing if we can meet that challenge and just move forward.
Mrs. Valskett says distance teaching has been a challenge and a massive learning curve for everyone. While she understands why that has to continue for the moment, she's looking forward to the day school can resume as normal.
That was the challenge, because so many of us, the forte is teaching in the class and having the kids present, and you feed off their energy and they feed off yours. So going to distance learning, there's so many fish hooks in it in terms of access and getting in touch with the kids and the communication. But
Level 3 is expected to be in place for 2 weeks, and during that time schools will remain partially open to a small number of students. Parents are still being encouraged to keep children home until further notice. Mō te hōtaka o te ahiahi, ko Katie Doyle, tēnei.